Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Black Excellence in Healthcare White Coats and Real Talk podcast. The podcast where we dive deep into the businesses of Black healthcare professionals. We want to know their journeys, their challenges, their triumphs, all the things that made them into the person that they are today. So, on tonight's episode, I have an amazing guest.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Clay. Been a nurse for 6 years. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. So, tell us a little bit more about yourself, like your background, your education.
That's the problem. So I've been a nurse for 6 years. I graduated with my bachelor's in nursing back in 2020.
Okay.
In 2022, I ended up getting my professional educator's license with a school nursing endorsement. And now I am finishing up my family nurse practitioner program. Be done this summer.
Ooh, that's amazing. That's right around the corner. Congratulations. So, what made you step into nursing?
So a lot of different factors. First off, my grandmother. So my mom and my grandmother. So my mom, a single parent. My grandma was helping raise me. Many times I was off of school or during the weekends, she used to go to this place. I believe it's called Bernadine Manor over in Cal City.
Okay.
Help the residents either by taking them shopping for clothes or for groceries. Sometimes she would even cook with them. Just watching her, she wasn't a nurse, but just watching her care for somebody who wasn't even family, just, at the graciousness of her heart.
Yes.
I failed to mention that she was older than them, them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Her 80s until, she finished working with that. And then as well as my mom, she's been a nurse for 30 plus years.
Wow.
She's always encouraged me to be a nurse. And I know growing up, I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. But just watching my grandmother and watching my mom and just my own health experiences, it really did inspire me to become a nurse.
That's amazing. Thank you, Mom. You got to shout out to the mom and thank you because a lot of men tend to be scared to go into nursing because they think it's a woman's profession. But we are like in dire need of our men. We need men in nursing too as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And not to mention they do be paying y'all men more than us. no, no, but you all are needed. So thank you for going into the profession and thank you for, continuing your education. So you're going to be a nurse practitioner. You're going to be a healthcare provider. So you're no longer going to be receiving the orders. You're going to be giving them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so excited about that because I never really expected to be in this position. I know I work in the schools. I work for Chicago Public Schools, and I would have students come to me like, "Oh, Dr. Nick, Dr. Nick." And I'm like, "I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm a nurse." But I know my mom and some of the nannies and friends would say, "No, we're speaking that into its existence." It's like the rep for you. And initially, I didn't think that was a possibility, and now it's just like, oh, I'm seeing the finish line of being a nurse practitioner. And now I'm seeing even beyond that.
Yeah. So do we have doctorate ringing bells?
Yes, we
Okay, Dr. Nick.
do. Yeah,
Okay, Dr. Nick.
that's my goal. That's one of my many goals. I do want to get.
I love it. I love it. So, since you're on your path and you're about to, finish, were there any challenges you experienced in school, especially as a black man?
Right, right, definitely. I know when I was in nursing school, I was the only black male in my group. Not the only male, but just the only black male.
Okay.
It felt kind of lonely, but I will say I have a group of friends. It was all just black. We're all black students. We stayed together. We stuck it through. I still talk to them today.
That's
All
good.
of us are now in the family nurse practitioner, still together, getting through it. But I will say, just seeing that I was the only black male, it was like a lonely experience. Of course, I would talk to the other guys in my class, but we didn't have the same shared lived experience. So it's okay. I see how he got to this point. I see their point of view of some things, but at the same time, it's like it's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay. And what about your path as being, becoming a nurse practitioner now?
Yeah, so definitely I don't know. I don't think it's because I'm a man, more of my age. I've definitely gotten like patients that are like, "Oh, do you know what you're doing? Or did you get enough experience with that?" I'm like, "I've been a nurse for, 6 years already. I'm not gonna say I know everything.
Right.
Always gonna be a forever student, but I have enough experience to be able to address what's going on. I have gotten some pushback from, patients like, well, let me talk with the doctor. And so the doctor, like when I was working with you, yeah, it's right when he was telling you.
Right, right.
Not much, I haven't gotten much pushback because I'm a man, but more just my age.
Because you look fairly young.
Why not?
29. That's a blessing. I'm proud of you. You have accomplished a lot. Usually the men in their 20s still be trying to figure life out. So you on your path. You got your career and you continuing with your career, and I absolutely adore it. I adore it, and I'm very, very proud of you. So I always ask each one of my guests, right? What is their definition of Black excellence? Black excellence in healthcare. How would you define that?
Yeah, Black excellence to me is knowing that things that we've been put through, things that we've experienced, there's things that it seems like everything is against us. But with Black excellence, and especially in healthcare, it just goes to show that no matter whatever roadblock, whatever misconception about us, we can still get through. We can get through it, and we can push beyond what people outside of our culture expect from us. Mm-hmm. We can push way beyond it, and studies show that we have been on top, even performing much better than any of our competition, basically. Mm-hmm. In Black excellence, we have that cultural insight of the disparities. We know the internal and external factors that affect our health and well-being. Mm-hmm. We're also getting into more leadership positions, which is very important because in order for us to get representations within the healthcare system or with policies and guidelines, we need our representation. That's Black excellence. That's what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. So you look nice in that white coat. I mean, it's white and crispy too. So when you put on that white coat, how does that make you feel? Or what does that white coat symbolizes for you personally and professionally?
Personally, it's just like it shows that I put in a lot of work to get to this point. It hasn't been easy. This program, I think I went in thinking, okay, I got through nursing school, I could get through this, and I'm getting through it, that's for sure. But it was one heck of a battle. It's been one heck of a battle. But this white coat just shows, proves to me that, as long as I stay, you put in the work, only keep trying hard and don't let anybody try to drag me down, because I've had that where people, it's like, are you sure this is the right path for you? Mm-hmm. No, I can't listen to all the outside voices. I need to stay whatever my money is, what the goal is in my mind. That's what I want to achieve professionally. Like I said, I never really imagined me getting to this point, So being able to wear this white coat, it's like, yeah, I was able to do it, and I want to be able to inspire just anybody that, if I can do it, anybody really can.
Yes, they can. So, since you said that, if you can do it, anybody else can do it. So, what is some advice that you would give to the future generation, or the generation behind you that wants to go into the healthcare field?
Yeah, definitely don't let people drag you down. Don't let people try and tell you that you don't belong in this room, because the reason you're in this room in the first place is because you belong. And don't let people try to tell you, don't do it, you should go and do this, that, the other. Don't let people try and dictate how you should live your life. If this is the path you want to take, if you want to go into healthcare, if you want to go into whatever field you want to go, mm-hmm. Go into that. Go into it 100, 200%, because with that type of mindset, you'll triumph over any issue or roadblock that comes into your path. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's amazing. That's amazing. So we're going to get in your business a little bit so we can get to know who Nick is, because I'm sure the audience is like, okay, open up a little bit. Look, let's learn a little bit about you. So I have a segment called White Coat Confessions. So this is where you tell the audience, or you tell us something that has shaped you into the man you are today, like an untold lesson or a truth that maybe nobody knows about you, probably, your really close people, but something that somebody don't know about you, or something that you been through that you can share, with the audience.
So, something that I've been through that people don't know is more of I have a lot of health conditions. I have a lot of food allergies. I have environmental allergies. I have asthma. I don't mind talking about this either. So I've been in the hospital. I've had a GERD since I was 5. I've had a lot of conditions where I've just been in and out of the doctor's office. I've been hospitalized a few times. People don't really know that part about me because I'm like, I'll share it if they ask, but nobody typically asks about my health. Oh, but and another thing is that I went through a major surgery back in 2018. I used to have an underbite where it was a pronounced underbite. And as I was going through high school, sometimes my jaw would lock eating. And so anyway, it got to the point where it would lock more often. It was just painful trying to eat. I had to have major surgery. And so my surgeon at the time, the doctor, Bolsterick in Hinsdale, he told me, he was like, I don't want to, just throw things on you, but you're like one of my first young black male patients. Why don't you record your journey, post it on YouTube or something, just so other people who look like me, who may be, wanting to get this major surgery done to get rid of that underbite, you can give them some insight on your journey before and after. And I will say this is one of my biggest regrets. I didn't do it. I should have did it because I know when I was going through it, I'm looking at watching all these videos of people getting this surgery, but none of them look like me. And I really wish, and that's just one of my biggest regrets. I wish I recorded my journey before and after that surgery. Especially with everything that I've been through, it would be inspiring and just, comforting if I was able to witness somebody else who was going through this.
Absolutely. So why didn't you record it? Yeah, I want to know. Why didn't you record it?
I'm young, dumb. I say record. I don't want people all in my personal business. Now I'm like, I really wish I did that because I want, bring some comfort and also just my perspective of how I was concerned. I had some questions about, is this really the right thing I should be doing, And then even afterwards, I did, like, after the surgery went well, but I was like, oh, and especially after recovery, I was swollen. I'm like, oh no, this looks worse than before I had it, But being able to record that journey and just tell you, being able to tell people like, hey, this is actually a normal way of feeling. You get over it, and then it's gonna get better. You're gonna look 10 times better than you did before,
Right.
But yeah, I was just young and dumb, really.
So since that was one of your biggest regrets that you did not do, it's not too late. You don't have to, you probably, it's not in the process of doing the journey, but you actually can speak about your experience. And maybe somebody would find that who is of color, who, maybe thinking about the surgery and then they seeing that, oh, nobody looked like me that did this surgery before. You can actually speak about the experience you had, how it was before and, how it was after. So it's not too late.
Exactly. Then that's another thing. It's never too late. That's another thing. And it's working with Chicago Public Schools. I was one of the younger nurses there, but I have nurses that work under me, like LVNs, and I'm like, well, I tell them that I'm, back in school, and they're like, oh, kudos to you. I couldn't go back to school until, too old. And I'm like, hey, you're never too old. I have classmates that are well in their 50s or 60s. Mm-hmm. It is never too late.
It's never too late. I had classmates that was, up there in age too. It's never too late. I feel like if God, you still have the mental capacity, to go and you're still, physically, healthy, then you should go. Like you should go. A lot of people tend to have, oh, well, it's too late for me now, or, I'm too old. No, you're never too old, but people have to feed themselves positive thoughts because positive thoughts bring out positive outcomes. So if you're telling yourself, no, I'm too old or whatever, it's not going to happen, but
Yeah.
you got to tell people, keep going.
Exactly.
Because you're a forever what?
Oh.
You're a forever student. Absolutely, absolutely. Because you study, learning. So, what do Nick like to do in his free time? I know you ain't got no free time because you a nurse practitioner school, so I know you ain't got no free time. But but when you do try to squeeze in some time, because social life is important too. What are some of the things that you like to do?
Well, sure. I like doing like excursions. I'm more
Okay.
activity type of thing. So like 2 years ago, I went skydiving. Just a spur of the moment. Actually, it was for my friend Dre, ride or die. He's scared of heights, and I said, dude, I'm gonna surprise him. I'm gonna just buy those skydiving tickets. Yeah. Just because I bought these tickets, he's just like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Especially since we're gonna both do it. Bye. And he up to the day, he was like, okay, maybe I'll do it. The day he got cold feet. So I went skydiving, by myself, but it was incredible. It was incredible. I did enjoy it. Will I go back? Not yet. Kind of built that back up. Oh, but I like doing activities like during winter, like skiing.
Okay.
Something that I also like to do, like just fun stuff. Like I love roller coasters, so going to Six Flags, doing that, going to like Disney World, got some really good roller coasters. Like I like that type of stuff too. What I want to do next though, I want to go like cage diving. So looking at like sharks and stuff like that. That's one on my bucket list. So yeah, one of the things.
You might be doing that by yourself. I don't know too many people who got the courage to do that. I'm the one who be like, no, y'all, I'm gonna take the picture. I'm gonna be the friend that take the picture. Roller coasters and skydiving. Whew, Lord Jesus, I might have a heart attack. Y'all gonna have to perform CPR on me. But it sounds and it looks fun, very adventurous. But I'm adventurous, but not to that point.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool though. I'm gonna have to do something on my bucket list. Maybe like, well, it ain't on my bucket list, but something like I'm fearful of. That might be skydiving. I don't know now, but
Another thing that's on my bucket list. I really want to take a trip to Africa and really go on.
yeah, I want to do that too.
Yes,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Seems almost peaceful. I know some of the animals are dangerous, but to me, it's like I like this.
Okay. Right. No, I agree with you. I would love to visit. That is on my list to go to Africa. I would love to do that. So, Nick, we kind of got in your business a little bit. So what's upcoming? What's next for you? Like you said you're gonna graduate this summer.
And over the summer, I'm going to apply for doctoral program. Now I'm still looking. I'm fishing.
Okay. Which pro? Okay.
I definitely want to be able to jump right back in.
I think that's great because once you in that school mode, you might as well just go and knock it out the park. Because when you like take a break and then it'd be kind of challenging trying to get back into that mode. You might as well go. Dr. Nick. Okay, I love the bells of that. Dr. Nick. That's awesome. So what is it that you like? Can you tell us a little more about the things that you do with the Chicago Public Schools?
I'm not, so I'm in a newer position. I started this position last year. I'm one of the lead nurses.
Okay.
For the Chicago Public Schools has multiple networks, so we have up to 13 or 14 networks, which is like a cluster, like group of schools based on location. So I'm in network 10, which is like the southwest side of Chicago.
Okay.
So I have schools as far south as, like 118th, and then as far west over on 63rd in Harlem.
Okay.
I just oversee, I'm like a resource for the school nurses. I go in, seeing if they need any support. I provide any teaching regarding with skills or with just being able to identify different disease processes or just helping with any type of medical question that the nurses might have.
Okay.
I also help with guidance. There's a lot of, I know there's like misconceptions of, school nurses don't really do much. And I will say I've had that misconception too before I became a school nurse. That's another thing people don't know is that I didn't want to become a school nurse when I graduated. So when I was in nursing school, my mom's been a school nurse too. That's another thing.
Okay.
And she was like, oh, school nursing is great. It's great. She was a manager and everything. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. Passing out Band-Aids and face. I do that, we do that, but it's way more than just that. When I started clinical for an FNP program, seeing like there's similarities. It's not the same intensity, but so when I'm in the school nursing, a kid comes in, they have a complaint about something, stomach ache, headache, pain, they're hurt or sick. I have to do my assessment. I have to not come up with a diagnosis, but I have to try and identify what could be the problem.
Right.
Are they having a stomach ache because they ate something bad? Are they allergic to anything? Is it just inside? Do they have a history of anything? Contact the parent, get more info, and then based off my assessment and based off the history that I get from both the kid and the parent, then I make a determination on, okay, are they able to stay in school? Should they just go home for the day? Should they go and get that outside evaluation from their pediatrician, or even, well, just to their pediatrician, because I won't specify.
Yeah.
But when I was starting the clinical rotations for FNP school, I'm like, this is something that I kind of been doing.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
seeing that correlation is wow. So it really even enhanced my love of school nursing. I never thought I was going to love school nursing, and I've been in the game for 6 years.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people do have that misconception of what exactly school nurses, have to do. But yes, it's like a little clinic. That student got to come to you and get evaluated for whatever issue that they have going on, and you have to do your assessment and things like that, and determine what is going to be, the recommendation, or what the kid is going to go through, or whatever. If the mom got to pick them up or whatever. So yeah, so it's just, so now you say you weren't making the diagnosis, but when you graduate you're gonna be making those diagnoses.
I know, I kind of already have been. Student not too long ago, in December, came in and he's like, oh, my stomach really hurts. And I get that. We get every day we have, like, depending on the school, like 10 kids come in about stomach pain. And so this kid, I know him. That's another thing that I love about school nursing, is that you know the kids. You build rapport with the kids, with the parents, and with the school faculty. It's a whole community. But this kid came in complaining of stomach pain. But this was weird because he said, no, it's like lower. It's not, usually they say it's just all over, but it's lower. And I'm like, it's lower? I say, how does it feel? It's like somebody's jabbing me with a pencil. And so I'm like, okay, hold on. A little cot. I'm like, lay down. And so I did his abdominal assessment when I pressed down. And I was like, he grimaced when I was letting up. And I was like, did it hurt more when I pushed down or let up? It's like, when you let up. I said, oh, so in my head, I'm like,
Appendicitis, yep.
And so I was like, hey, Mom, I'm very concerned that, your son probably has appendicitis. I shouldn't be saying this, but I want you to come pick him up, get him evaluated, take him in so we can get, just assess, evaluate
Right.
profession. And she said, are you sure? I'm like, if he was my son, I would pick him up right now. And so she took him in, and lo and behold, he came back maybe 2 days later. It was appendicitis that he had. And I'm like, oh my goodness. See, this is FNP coming in. Like, I was very satisfied. Like, I'm glad he was able to get that, identified and resolved, because it could have ruptured. It could have gotten away.
Right, yeah. That's that provider in you now. Oh, check you out. That's good. That's good that you had picked up on that. That's amazing, because sometimes, people may, kind of ignore that, because some students be saying their stomach hurt just to get out of class. But that's where your assessment skills are so important. I tell, not just as a provider, but as a nurse too. Like, those assessment skills are very important. It will tell you more than what the patient can actually tell you.
Exactly.
So that's good that you use your assessment skills and actually assess the kid, right? That's important. That's important. So, are you going to stay in school nursing when you finish with your nurse practitioner?
So, in order to, get because I want my full practice authority in Illinois, and I think I need 250 CEUs, but as well as like 4,000.
Yeah, 4,000 hours, which is 2 years full time.
2 years, exactly. So I'm gonna have to take a break from school nursing regardless, just so I can do that.
Or you could do both.
Right, true. I could.
You could do both.
So,
yeah.
And I believe CPS has like school-based health clinics.
Okay.
I could just transition to that, but it's not the same as school nursing. Even in my position right now, I really don't see the kids unless I'm covering a school.
Okay.
But I'm like, dang, I kind of miss, the interactions that I have.
If I feel like if you love the interaction with the kids, I would say I would most definitely stick with it. However, as a provider, you presented with so many different opportunities, and it's a lot of jobs that you can work on your own time. So even to get those skills and still be working and get that experience, to get that full practice authority, you could pick up something like PRN or part time somewhere else, just to get that experience, so you can get those out, because the hours for the school nursing are going to count too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to count too. So you just have to work 2 years full time as a nurse practitioner to get your full practice authority. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see. That's why it's always good to network.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah.
They don't really teach you.
Yeah. So I don't want you to think like, oh, I got to go work here and, quit what I'm already loving doing. No, you don't have to do that. No, absolutely not. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know. I love teaching. I love, pouring into my future nurse practitioners, because I want y'all to go out here and be the best that y'all can be. Because that makes me smile too as well. That warms my heart when I see y'all doing good, especially the students that I precepted and mentored, and it feels even extra special. It feels extra special. Okay, so before we wrap up, I want you to look at the audience and I want you to leave them with something memorable, something to think about, whether it's a word of advice, something coming from Nick, soon to be Dr. Nick. Let the world know.
All right. I want y'all to know. Little gains. Don't get stuck on perfection. Little steps. Take little steps of progress. You want constant progress and delayed perfection. Because that's something I had to struggle with. I always thought I need to be perfect at what I do. I need to know every single thing. If I miss something, then I'm not good enough. Don't let that type of mindset will hold you back for real. So you got to make sure that any little steps, you have to appreciate those little steps that you take. You got to really take it in. Eventually, you'll get to that place that you're striving for. So yeah, that's a little advice that I got.
That's some good advice. You said that's the little advice I get. No, that is some good advice. I mean, because that's really, really important. A lot of people do. I struggle with that too. Like when I always was kind of like a perfectionist. Like everything had to just be perfect and perfect and perfect. But as I gain more experience and just been out here in the world, I'm like, no, it's nothing. It's perfect, and nothing is perfect. You're doing a good job, just as long as you're being disciplined, you're being consistent, and and you're working hard to the things that you want and your heart desires. Then you're on the right path. And always congratulate yourself, even with the small wins. So some people want to wait till they get all the way to the goal. No, celebrate along the way. Celebrate along the way. So progress is progress, right?
Exactly.
All right. So I want to thank you for joining White Coats and Real Talk podcast. It's been a pleasure. To my audience, I hope that you all found this episode very inspiring, especially to my black men that's thinking about going into nursing. One of the best career choices you could ever make, especially if you're a caring person, and you really want to learn, and you want flexibility, and you want variety, because it's a multitude of things. Like school nurse, it's a multitude of things that you can do with a nursing degree. I'm your host, Dr. Angel White, doctoral prepared, double board certified family nurse practitioner, family and mental health nurse practitioner, entrepreneur, mentor, leader, author. Speaking of author, y'all make sure that y'all grab my book, okay? I now have 2 published books on Amazon. I have the White Coat Power Moves, How to Build Your Brand as a Nurse Practitioner. I also have the RN to NP Transition Blueprint. That's my latest one. And actually, that's a good book for all of the nursing students and all of the new nurse practitioners. I'm dropping a lot of gems and teaching you all how to shift that mindset from being a nurse, a RN, to now a NP, a healthcare provider. So If you want to, you know, exactly. Exactly. And also catch us on the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. You will get the video version. Subscribe to the Alive Podcast Network, which is an all Black podcast platform. Subscribe there too as well. Of course, you can catch this podcast on all of the major podcast platforms. We're there. You can follow me on all social media handles, Dr._Angel White. And so, until the next time, stay blessed.